Hey guys, it's Megan and welcome back to my channel. So sorry for the look and for the voice. I am very sick, but I still wanted to do this video for you guys. So it's going to be part 2 of the horse behavior problems video. Last week I did part 1, and if you have not already seen it, I'm going to link it into the description box below in case you were interested in that. But last week we talked about 4 points that could potentially create a behavior problems with your horse, and those 4 points were a poorly adjusted saddle, a foot problem, soreness, and dental problems, or just dentition in general. So today we are going to talk about 4 more points that could create a behavior problems. So if you are interested in that, please keep on watching. And I am also going to link my latest video into the description box below so that you guys can go ahead and watch it, because it's all about Faye. I showed you her progress, how she's been doing, and also I taught you a little bit more about how I like to train using the clicker method. Also, don't forget to subscribe because it really supports me and my channel, and don't forget to click the little notification bell so that you will be notified every time I post a new video. Alright, so the first point that we are going to talk about today is diet. This is something that people often just forget about it. They just give their horse water, hay, and some supplements without even really thinking through it. But it's really important. Every horse is different. Every horse's needs are different. So they all need to be analyzed, and they all need to have a diet for themselves. So of course an imbalance and a food allergy can cause a behavior problem. So for example, too much protein or too much of a food supplement associated with a lack of physical exercise results in an overflowing energy from your horse. And on the other hand, insufficient nutrition leads to a lack of energy, a lack of impulsion, a lack of enthusiasm, and just unwillingness in general. Also, a deficiency of vitamin E and selenium causes the strides to shorten and even sometimes bloodshed. So especially here in Quebec, I would say that 80% of horses have a lack of vitamin E and selenium for the simple reason that our ground here are very, very poor of these vitamin and minerals, so we need to supplement our horse if we don't want them to have a lack of them. Also, a grain allergy sometimes provoke resistance, uncontrollable temperament, or just irregular performances overall. So as you guys can see, many behavior problems can be caused by diet, but they all disappear once the food program is reviewed and corrected. So like I said, it's very important to take that in charge and to just do a blood test on your horse just to see what supplements you really need to give to him. And then if you had a behavior problems because of your diet, it's gone, it's corrected, and you'll never ever hear about that again. The second point we're going to talk about today is conformation. So of course you can prevent a lot of unwanted behavior by just choosing a horse that conforms to the discipline you practice. So for example, a dressage horse that has a very, very tight neck tends to explode when we ask him to gather himself, just because he's trying to tell you that he feels pain, that he has tension. So that's the way, you know, he cannot speak, so that's the way he's going to tell you. And I've shared on a recent post on my Instagram a quote, and I wish I knew who it was from, but I don't know. But it said that every horse has a story to tell. You just need to stop what you're doing and listen to them. And I thought that it was so true. Every horse has something to tell, and all of these problems that I'm telling you guys about, like all of these points that can cause a behavior problems, if you just listen to your horse, you can resolve them yourself. And sometimes, you know, all of these points, they already told us, you know, if your saddle is not well adjusted, your horse is going to tell you. If he has a foot problem, your horse is going to tell you. So just stop and listen to him, and like half of the job is done. So And yeah, and of course you can go on the internet and just look for, what problem can be caused by a certain type of conformation, and what type of horse is good for the discipline you practice. So for example, if you're doing barrel racing, you're not going to go and buy a warm blood. You can stick to quarter horse, paint horse, all of that, those tiny horses. But if you go into dressage, then the warm blood is a great idea. So the third point we're going to talk about today is hormonal disorders. So of course, it's really more frequent with mares due to their period time. So for example, if the mare, she starts to kick up often and just to be difficult under the saddle in general, it's always suggested to have the mare examined by the vet just to be sure that there's no ovarian cyst or persistent cervicalcicule or just other endocrine abnormalities responsible for this behavior. And if not, then sometimes it's just something else. So examine the mare by the vet. But I'm talking about mare here, but there, you can have geldings or stallions that have hormonal disorders too. It's just more frequent with mares. And the last but not least point we're going to talk about today is training techniques and riding style. So I talk about a lot about techniques and riding and all that kind of stuff on my social media, so I'm going to leave them the description box below so that you can go and watch. And I do lots of posts and videos just to show you guys my type of riding and my type of training. But for example, a hard hand or an excessive gathering, these all contribute to the soreness of your horse. And the risk of soreness are really more evident with dressage, reining, cutting, barrel racing, jumping, than, for example, just doing liberty work, So you must be very vigilant and look for signs of tension. So for example, an irregular pace, contracted neckline, bad mood, explosion, lying hairs. Those are all signs that your horse is trying to tell you that he feels pain and that he has tension in his body. So if you're not listening, then he's going to go in step 2, really show you that what you're doing is hurting him. And if you don't understand, like if for example your horse, you're asking him to canter, but the position that you opt is not right for him, so that maybe he is only going to stop long. So maybe he's only going to start and like trotting really fast but not going into the canter, and then you're going to ask more of that canter, and then he's going to lie his here because he wants you to understand that it's hurting him. And then if you don't listen and if you don't pay attention to these signs, he's probably going to kick or rear up or do more damageable signs for you, maybe possibly hurt you, just because you didn't listen to him. So like I said, it's very important to be super gentle on your horse and pay attention to the little signs. They cannot speak, they cannot tell you exactly what's hurting them, so every sign they can give you, they are going to give you. Also, it is always good between work session to just go for a walk, do some groundwork, things like that, just to change their mind, change the environment of your horse, just so that their mental health is going to be good. And also to have them treated by a massage therapist, an equine massage therapist, or an osteopath, because these people are there for you, and your horse. They're there to help you, to make your horse feel comfortable, not only physically but also mentally, because I think that these 2 points are very important. You may have a very physically good horse, but mentally he's just drained. So it's not, if you don't have those 2 points, I don't think that you can go very anywhere with it. So yeah, this is going to be it for today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed. There's going to be part 3 next week, so be sure to check that out too. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!